welcome to episode 38 of the Caught in the Wool podcast. Caught in the Wool podcast is a podcast put out by Bumblebee Farm, and I am your host, SenBee. This podcast, for those of you who are new, is a podcast all about everything fiber arts, from fiber farming, sheep wool, goat fiber, and bunny wool, all the way to yarn dyeing, pattern designing, knitting, crocheting, all of the above. So for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I did film a ton of Vlogmas episodes. I almost did one for every single day. I'm very proud of myself. So if you guys kept up with that, thank you so much for watching those. And if you haven't, feel free to check them out, even though everybody's kind of out of the Christmas mode now. But yeah, so like I did a lot of filming in December. The other bees helped with the filming in December. And by bees, for those of you who are new, I mean my other family members, because Bumblebee Farm is owned and operated by myself and my immediate family, my mother and my 3 younger siblings who are all adults now, because Roby, the youngest, he just had his birthday on January 2nd and he turned 18. So we are all officially adults. But we all work together, live here, do the whole business together. But yeah, so if you have any questions about the other bees, our website, which is linked below, has a full description in our about page about all of us bumblebees. But yeah, I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm sorry if this is a little goofy. I did film a lot in December, but it felt pretty low-key, and then like the past 2 weeks, it's been like no filming whatsoever. I was kind of giving myself like a time to detox from all of that, and now I just feel like I don't know, shell-shocked. I'm in front of the camera again. But I'm gonna try to get it together. It's also a little bit later in the day, and I don't like to film later in the day because then I have to bring out our photography lights, and I don't like having to pull them out. It's a thing. Anyway, Happy New Year! I'm so glad you guys are here with me. And I wish I had brought coffee, but I forgot to grab it before I sat down. And again, I'm surrounded by lights, so I can't get out of here. But anyways, how are you guys? I hope you guys are having a good start to 2021. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Hopefully you guys got some downtime. I got some much needed downtime, and now I'm back in the swing of things. So this week, the bees, all of us together, have put together a big update for Friday, this Friday, January 8th. At 7 p.m. Central Time. So I'm going to be showing you guys some of those yarns, and I'm going to be talking about some of the whips we are working on, some FOs, and that's like about it. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what's on the farm, what's been happening on the farm first. But yeah, so, and like I'm resisting the urge to just lean here because I'm so tired right now. I'm not tired because I didn't get a lot of sleep. For those of you who are returning viewers, again, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are stopping by at all, if you're watching this, please thumbs up the video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you would. But anyways, I am tired because my blood sugar has done a roller coaster today. For those of you who are returning will know I am a type 1 diabetic, and it affects me a lot. For some reason, okay, so this is something maybe you guys can relate to. If you have been doing like grocery pickups instead of going in grocery stores during the pandemic and getting your groceries, since I'm a type 1 diabetic, I was reading the stats the other night. I am 3 times more likely to be hospitalized, and then if I am hospitalized from COVID, 3 to 4 times more likely to either have very serious complications or die. So it's not good. I knew it was bad, but like I didn't know it was that bad. So we have been very, very careful since March. We do not leave the house hardly at all. And when we do, it's like to drop off orders at the post office. Sometimes we pick up stuff at the post office. We don't go in any grocery stores if we can help it. We've had to go to the feed store a couple of times when we couldn't pick up, and there, you know, just a couple of times we've had to go in stores to actually do something. But for the most part, we have not gone, we haven't gone like just regular shopping. It's been just like, you know, when you have to go to Menards and pick up something to fix something and you're not sure online what it is, so you have to go in the store. So that's like the only time we've gone in stores. So we've been picking up our groceries from Walmart, because that is our closest, nearest grocery store. And this past time, they gave us a substitution for the rye bread we normally get. So like, I found that eating like carbohydrates often like affects my blood sugars really badly. It makes me go up very, very high very quickly. I do take insulin for everything I eat, so, but because of the science of it, I don't know if this is gonna bore you guys, but anyways, like, you take the insulin and the insulin starts working like in 15 minutes. It really starts working. So you take it, you wait 15 minutes, you start to eat. But if you have something like pasta or bread, it'll make your blood sugar go up really high, really, really fast. So you like digest it very, very quickly, which isn't good for your body to like process the insulin and actually turn it into energy. Just keeps it as sugar in your blood. Anyways, that's what this new bread did to me this morning, and I went up to like almost 300, and so I give myself some extra insulin because I was just sitting up there, which is super high. You're supposed to be around 100. That's what normal healthy people are at. 300 is like almost hospitalization level. Luckily it doesn't usually get that bad for me because I'm pretty good at managing it, but even when I do go that high, I'm pretty good at managing it and making sure I don't get any of the symptoms where I do have to be hospitalized. I've never been hospitalized, knock on wood, since diagnosis when I was 10. But anyways, this has turned into a big talk about diabetes. If you want to skip this, just go right ahead. But the high blood sugars make me a little more scatterbrained than I normally am, and I am already pretty scatterbrained. I don't know what it is, but after I gave myself the extra insulin, then my blood sugar started to plummet. So usually it's that really, like I call it like a roller coaster, go up really high really fast and then down really fast. Then my brain is not working. But I have to film today because I have to get this up on Thursday, which is when you'll be watching this, so you guys know in advance for Friday about the update, the beautiful yarns that are coming. So yes, I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive me for being just a little goofier than usual, but yeah, no, so that's a big long story about why I keep wanting to lean on this table like this. Oh, it is a goofy day. So it's the new year, and none of us bees are really like big into resolutions. Like, I've never been big into resolutions just because I like try, I'm not going to say I succeed, but I do try to like implement things into my life that'll make my life better like all the time. Like, I'll be like, okay, if I start doing this, hopefully I'll get better at, you know, this other thing, or you know, what have you. Like, I've started to organize my bedroom a little bit more and make it a little bit more streamlined, and removing things that like are kind of just clutter at this point because I don't really use them anymore, and like stuff like that. So that's something for the new year that I am working on, is I'm trying to declutter kind of like our whole house and business and everything, and trying, since we've been here a little bit now, because for those of you who are new, we moved here almost 2 years ago, but not like officially moved in. We bought this farm in May of 2019, so it will be like our 2 years of being having this farm in May, the end of May, but we didn't officially move in until October of 2019. So it's been like a year and a half here. So now that we've been here a little bit longer, we're all getting a better sense of like what our habits are, what we're actually like using on a daily basis, what's kind of just taking up space. And so that's something I want to do in 2021, is just kind of get our lives more simplified and easier. And part of that, all of us girl bees, so all 5 of us bees, 4 of the 5 of us bees are girls, and 1 boy, bro bee, who just turned 18. The other 4 of us decided that we were going to get planner notebooks this year. And when I was in like high school and college, I relied on my planner so much for literally everything. And then, you know, once you leave college and I didn't get like a regular job afterwards, I didn't really feel the need to get a planner. But now that we are like have a more regimented business structure, it would be hugely helpful for us to all have specific dates, like when an update is going live in our planners. So we ordered planners. They were from this, none of them have arrived yet. They're arriving Thursday, so when this goes up, QueenBee and SenBee will have their planner. BabyBee and I will get our planners on Friday, because that's when they're arriving. They're customizable, so we ordered them from Golden Coil, and I won't be able to say anything else about them now because we have not received any of them, but they are pretty cool if you want to, if you are big into planners or you feel like most planners don't have what you need, you can totally customize these. Well, not totally, like I was hoping I could customize them a little bit more, but they have special layouts for like your whole week on one page, or your whole week split onto 2 pages, or you can have a daily planner. You know, so it's 1 whole page per day. They have like all of these cool layouts and stuff. You can choose when you want to have where you want to have your calendar put, like your monthly calendar in there. You can choose other little add-ons to do. So one thing that I added in was at the start of every month, I put in 2 sets of social media planners, like pages, so that way I can like see on paper what I'm going to be scheduling every day for putting up on social media. So like I'm very excited about that. And maybe this is more stuff that you guys don't care about, but this is the segment where I talk about my life and the farm life and everything. So all of us are very excited. QueenBee went a little overboard getting washi tape and pens and such, highlighters, which I'm actually super excited about using all of them. And since there are 4 of us using planners, we probably realistically will go through things faster. If this was for 1 person, it would be an insane amount of stationery tools. But I feel like for us, we're gonna end up using them pretty quickly. But I've never like actually used a planner where I like decorated it and made it cute, so I'm excited to do that now. I think that that's gonna be pretty fun and exciting. But yeah, I've been like just waiting like so impatiently for this planner because I have all these things I need to put in my planner, and instead I'm just writing notes in weird little places, which is what I normally do, and it's like I'm gonna end up losing them before the end of anything. And before we purchased these planners, I did look like in the app store to see if there was a planner app that I felt like would be good, because originally I thought like, why do I want a paper planner? I have my phone with me all the time. But none of them I really liked. They're all pretty expensive, like about $40 a year to use, because everything is a subscription now. And I just was not super happy with it. And to be honest, I write down notes more often than I enter them in my phone. Like I have my, like, I'll show you. I was gonna show you, but my phone is dead, so I can't show you. It's been a crazy morning. Just, never mind me. Anyways, there's this cool little widget on iPhones where you can put like your to-do list like right on your home page now. So I do that, but I feel like it's easier for me to organize, and I think it's the process of committing it to memory where it just works better for me if I write down lists. So I write lists all the time, but it would be so much easier to have all my lists in one book and be able to actually write out, like plan a whole month in advance. And for you guys, it'll be exciting because we will be able to put on our website, which is something I'm excited about doing once we get our planners and we start planning a little bit more for the year. You guys must think it's crazy that we don't really plan. We do plan. We know what month we're probably going to release something, but our lives have just been kind of chaotic for a very long time. And this past year, 2020, was the first year where things were supposed to be normal. And then a pandemic happened. So it wasn't really normal. And so everything has just been very, very crazy. But yeah, so we're going to start planning business stuff and running our business a little bit more, like, I don't want to say professionally, but like professionally, at least on the back end. Hopefully on the front end, things seem pretty professional to you guys, but like in the background, we're kind of always not as organized as any of us would have liked. So that's something that we're hoping to do for 2021. But yeah, for you guys, we're hoping to have on the website a calendar at least 1 month in advance, hopefully, that says which weekend we are doing an update, like if it's going to be a Harry Potter release or a Harry Potter update or a Jane Austen update. Hopefully those things will be able to be on a calendar for you guys, and then you can see when things will be leaving the shop as well. And I don't know when I'll be able to get that done. Definitely it will have to be after we actually get our planners and figure things out, but yeah, so hopefully everything will be more organized in 2021. Other than that, we have just been dealing with a lot of snow, a little bit of ice. If you can see in the background, our trees are all covered in frost, and QueenBee and SenBee have been putting some really beautiful photos on our Instagram story of the frost. It's very beautiful. It's from every night for the past like 4 nights, it's been really foggy out. Even though it's been freezing, it's been foggy. So the fog creates a hoarfrost, and it's like this beautiful prickly frost that is on everything, but it's very soft. It's almost like snow. It's really beautiful. But the trees are so magical. When we went to get groceries yesterday, the trees were all covered in this beautiful white frost. It just was like, my QueenBee, my mom, said that it reminded her of Dr. Zhivago when everything is covered in like ice, and it just looks so surreal. And it does. It's very beautiful. I kind of wish we had gotten some of this in December, but it's also nice getting it in January, because if it didn't happen in December and then you get it in January, I feel like it kind of makes January a little nicer, because you're like, oh, it's so beautiful and snowy and icy out, instead of being like, it's Christmas, Christmas is past, we've already been dealing with the snow and ice, and now we have more snow and ice. Now it's like, oh, finally snow and it's pretty. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about it. Other than that, on the farm, we've just been, dealing with frozen water. That's the most challenging thing in winter, is having all the animals' waters freezing. Luckily, we have some heaters in most of the waters, and then the other ones, buckets are small enough that the animals drink most of it, and then we get the ice out, put in fresh water every day. But BabyBee does most of that. And other than that, like, just not a ton else going on. I wanted to show you guys some exciting stuff that I got for Christmas and some of the other bees got for Christmas, but I think I'm going to do a separate episode on all of that because I feel like there's a lot of yarns to show you guys in the update today, and I don't want to like overwhelm myself and make this a super long episode. So we are just going to focus on whips, FOs, and yarn. So, and hopefully I won't forget anything that I'm supposed to say, but we'll see. So that is that. I wanted to show you guys whips now, and then I'll show you FOs, and then we'll do the yarn. How's that sound? Yeah? Good? Okay. So first and foremost, maybe not foremost, but first up, and everybody's still using their Christmas project bags, BabyBee is working on a pair of socks. These are the second breakfast sock pattern by Witchery, who is a dear close friend of ours. And she has a super cute little progress keeper. I believe this is Simply Serving. And it's like a cute little sugar cookie, not really a gingerbread house, it's like a little sugar cookie house. And she is doing this on our Coquette sock yarn base in the color Mallorn Seeds. So this is a very pretty color. It was first shown in our 2019 advent calendar for Lord of the Rings, but we released it in October this past year. But isn't it pretty? It's like got this cool speckly look to it. And it's kind of doing like a little bit of a pooling effect, but not really. It mostly looks speckled, which I'm loving. And she is just cruising through these. So this is her first one. She is not super far in them yet because she casted these on, I think, like a couple days before Christmas, if I remember correctly. But yeah, she hasn't been knitting a whole ton since Christmas. Oh, one thing about BabyBee, for those of you who have been following us for a while, BabyBee is a Yoga Alliance certified yoga teacher, and she has a YouTube channel where she teaches yoga classes. Most of them are pretty short and like easy, for free, and she has her 200-hour license because, you know, they have like different times, I guess, like for how much time you've put into learning yoga. BabyBee has done her 200-hour license, and now she is going to be getting her 500-hour license. So I guess, like, since she already has her 200 hours, she just has to do a 300-hour program now to get herself up to the 500-hour. So that's super exciting, and it starts like right away. So she just signed up, I think 2 days ago, a couple days ago. And so that's new and exciting. Another exciting thing on the farm that I forgot to mention. And I want to keep looking over here worrying that I'm out of focus. I don't know. We will see in the end. If I was out of focus for most of it, then we'll have to redo it. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully it's just that I can't see. Having the blood sugars go crazy makes my eyesight worse. So yeah. So that's BabyBee's current project. I showed these before, but SenBee finished one of her socks in her Zauberball, and I will link the color below. I think this is just the String of Lights pattern by, I'm pretty sure it's String of Lights by Witchery, but I'll link the actual thing below. But these are super cute and cozy, and I love the way the color looks. Like, they look like hand spun socks. They are not. It's just how Zauberballs work up, which I absolutely love. And so she finished the one, and she just cast on her second one the other day, and it is looking super cute. So SenBee is a very fast sock knitter, same with BabyBee. So if they spend a few nights working on these, she'll probably have this pair done in like by the end of next week, I would think, if she keeps working on it regularly. So that is SenBee's. QueenBee is currently working on 2 projects, I think I have here. Oh no, I have another SenBee project. Okay. So QueenBee right now, because she just finished one project, she has these cute Christmas socks. This was her Christmas Eve cast on. And she has a Simply Serving little, it looks like a little waffle, decorated waffle Christmas tree. It's super cute. This is Fairy Lights by West Yorkshire Spinners. It is a sparkly yarn. Let's see if it focuses and you guys can see the sparkling. It's super cute. I absolutely love it. And I feel kind of bad because when she first cast it on, she had used a patterned sock pattern. Like instead of, now it's just stockinette. And it wasn't showing off this cute patterning as well. So she decided to rip it all back. I want to say she was like this far before, maybe a little farther. Oh wait, no. She got all the way to the foot, and that's how she found out she wasn't getting the effect she liked, because she saw at the bottom of the foot where it was just stockinette. She liked the way that was knitting up better, so she had to rip it back. But it looks like she'll be getting to the heel flap again soon, so that is super cute. I don't have any whips to show you because I'll explain later, but I do have another whip by SenBee. I totally forgot that she was making this. And now my insulin pump went flying. Diabetes is really getting me today, guys. I don't know what is happening, but it is going crazy. So SenBee started, and I don't want to drop this from the needles. SenBee started a gathering shawl. So the gathering shawl is one of my patterns. It is my very first pattern design ever, and she's doing the 2-color version. And she is using Laird and Highlander, both in our Coquette sock base. So these are both colors that are Scotland, Outlander inspired. They're not like Outlander specifically inspired exactly. They're kind of more like Scottish vibe colors. We do have an Outlander collection, and I put this in the Outlander collection anyway, but it's not like exactly inspired after a certain character or scene. Just the feels more like, but I absolutely love it. So she's gotten pretty far on this. And yeah, it's very nice. Oh, I do have an FO to show you guys. Oh, you know what? I'll show that later. I had knit SenBee a pumpkin hat, which is another one of my patterns, for her birthday, which was December 29th. And I wanted to show you guys that, but I forgot to grab it. So I figure I'm just going to do an episode on cool knitting gifts and yarns and stuff that we received for Christmas and our birthdays in December, because there was a lot of knitting stuff, a lot of yarn stuff, and I don't have enough time today, so we'll just show that later. It is what it is. But BabyBee has an FO. BabyBee finished her Hygge and Hearth scarf, which was the 2020 knit along, Advent knit along. And this is done in our Jane Austen yarn Advent calendar. And I actually had her and SenBee photograph it today. But yeah, look at how beautiful and pastel with like just a few pops of like a little bit of brighter colors in here this is. So this actually wraps around 3 times if you wanted to. Be like a close-up, more like cowboy infinity scarf, but it also, if you only wrap it twice, lays very elegantly, which is what I love about it. But yeah, it's super cute. I spent like 3 hours last night Kitchenering it. Oh my goodness. So SenBee had started Kitchenering it for her. And for those of you who have been here before know that I'm usually the one who Kitcheners, but SenBee has started Kitchenering, which is a huge help, and she is very good at it, though she's only been doing toes mostly. And when she started doing this one, BabyBee did not count her stitches at the end, so she was short 4 stitches on one side. So one, we had to rip back and add in those stitches back in those rows. And then when SenBee had started Kitchenering it, she was Kitchenering it with the wrong sides facing out, which isn't a huge deal, but when you're doing garter stitch, you will get that color change. Like if you guys look on this one, you don't have like a color change row that you can see, but on the wrong side you do. Like you can see how the pink is right here and the blue is right there. So we had to rip it out because of that reason as well. And all of that undoing Kitchener stitch, always like triple check everything before you begin Kitchenering, because taking out Kitchener stitches is literally my least favorite thing in knitting to ever do. But I had to do that. Then I had to Kitchener it, and I don't know why, but Kitchenering like 80 stitches takes me forever. And then this morning I had to Kitchener QueenBees, which was done out of our rainbow advent this past year. And this one is in Buttersock, so that is our merino cashmere silk base, and this one is in our squishy sock, which is our merino nylon base. So this one's got a little bit more of a like durable, it's still very soft, but like a little bit more of a durable, squashy, springy feel to it. And this one has a little bit more drape to it and a little bit more sheen, but they're both adorable. Like, look at this. I am obsessed. Isn't it so cute? But anyway, so I'm very excited about these. I'm excited to get the official photos up on the pattern, which will be BabyBee modeling the one she made. I'm still working on mine because I've just been, even though I took like 2 weeks off, it wasn't really like much of a break and I didn't get tons of knitting done. So that's kind of sad. I mean, I would have gotten farther if I hadn't knit that hat for SenBee for her birthday, but I did, so, you know. But, anyways, this is so cozy. I think I'm gonna wear it now because it's starting to get chilly in here. Anyway, we did a knit along with prizes in our Ravelry group for this pattern. So I am going to be, I think it ends today, like today, Wednesday, the 6th, not today, Thursday, when this video goes up. So I think I have to go on Ravelry and figure out who the winners were. I'll probably get to that this weekend because of all of the update craziness that we are doing. It's going to kind of take up all my time, but about updates, it's time to talk about yarn. So I am very excited about that. First, I'm going to show you guys some restocks because we have, what is this, 4 yarns that we are restocking in the shop in limited quantities, but these are also ones that we figured are very nice for like a wintry, like January vibe almost. So we have this beauty here, and these are all on Coquette stock, the ones that I have with me. We have this beauty here, which is Don't You Leave 'Em Samwise Gamgee. It is a beautiful pastel blue with these speckles, very dramatic speckles in them, in like earthy browns, oranges. It's almost like a Georgia clay type color. But this is inspired by the end of the Fellowship of the Ring movie, where Sam is chasing after Frodo. So the speckles are actually inspired by their outfits. So you have that soft blue and then their very hobbity outfits. And we have smoke and pipe rings, which I don't know if this is showing up very well in here, but this is a cool soft gray color. And then this really rich brown. And we have this one. We have Horn of Gondor. And Horn of Gondor sold out super quickly in October when it was first released. So this is mostly ecru with little bits of a top gray on it. And then this golden color and very like deep Boromir red. So those are all Lord of the Rings colors. And then for that Scottish collection I mentioned before, we are restocking Scottish Rose, which kind of just speaks for itself. It's absolutely beautiful. This one has also been a very hot, popular colorway, so it was not in the shop for very long. So we will be restocking this one, and those will all be ready to ship, and they will be in Friday's update. Also for ready to ship, we will have some mini skein sets. So we will have these squishy sock minis, and oop, I'm having like a hard time showing all of them at once. So we have Beatrix Potter, hopefully this is focusing. Doesn't look like it is. There we go. This is like beautiful little pastels with like black speckles on it. It's a very watercolor Beatrix Potter tone inspired. This will be in one set together, and these are all 10-gram minis, so they're about 44 yards each. We have Apple Blossom, which is one of our spring speckle collection colors. Hopefully we will be bringing the spring speckles back again this year, but I am not entirely sure. So this is a beautiful soft green with pink and pinky red speckles on it. We have May Flowers. So May Flowers is also a very pastel, almost rainbowy. It definitely looks like a bouquet. This was our Maryland Sheep and Wool colorway for 2020. Virtual Maryland Sheep and Wool, I should say. And it has a couple of black, it's not really black, they're more like gray speckles throughout. But it doesn't have very many of those contrasting speckles like you can see one here. It is just a very soft, lovely, lovely kind of color. And then we have two blues. We have Feathered Nest and Speckled Egg, I believe they're called. I might be getting those wrong, but you will see later in the update. But yeah, they're kind of like teal robin's egg blue. This one has taupe. This one here has like taupe contrast, and it's more of a variegated, where this one is a speckled. And all together they make a very soft, wintry, kind of cute set. And so there will be 10 of these sets in the shop ready to ship on Friday. And we will also have minis of these winter rainbow colors. So I'm not pulling out all the minis because I have them in full skein here, which is almost better. Maybe better, I don't know. they're both wonderful, but the full skeins are in the basket, so they're easier to show. So these are 9 colors that are all broken up from our winter rainbow colorway. So these guys, these are actually all colors that we have in the shop all the time as tonals, but we will be having them in 4 different, and I announced this on Instagram today, 4 different yarn bases as 20-gram mini sets. So we will have Coquette sock, which is pictured here. We will have Squishy sock, Squishy DK, and also Shimmer sock, which is our sparkly yarn base. But these guys complement our winter rainbow color, which is also coming in the updates, and I have not announced this on social media yet. This is the first time I'm talking about this. We will have a super limited quantity of this colorway on only a few bases as ready to ship. Same goes for, where did it go? Same goes for our other classically winter release color, which is Alaskan Nights. This is also on Coquette sock here. I think I have all Coquette sock with me actually to show you guys today, which is fine. Our different yarn bases do take colors differently. So that's something you have to keep in mind when ordering yarns. Like, things will usually be a little bit more, sometimes it dyes a little more clearly on the merino, whereas with Coquette sock, which is a Cordale nylon, sometimes it blends a little bit more. Sometimes you can't tell that at all. Sometimes they all look perfectly the same. It just depends on the color, and then it depends on the yarn base. Like the Butter sock, which is our merino cashmere silk, and also Bubble sock, which is just merino and silk, they kind of mute out some colors sometimes because they have the silk in them, and it kind of affects coloring a little differently. But this one is inspired by the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. And this is one of my very, very, very favorite colors of all time. So those will all be in the shop as ready to ship. We will also have this full collection on full skeins as one dyed to order set, so you don't have to go and search through each individual listing. They'll just be in one big listing. So if you wanted to add to our Happiness previous collection, so we have done Pure Happiness, which was bright summery rainbow colors, Autumnal Happiness, which was earthy jewel tone colors. Each set had 9 colors in it. And then now we have our Winter Happiness, which is 9 pastels. And if you wanted to like add to the collection, which is what I will be doing, I think I might make, I was going to make a bunch of pairs of stripy socks, and then I decided maybe I don't want to weave in all those ends, but maybe I do. I don't know, I'm still going back and forth. I'm either going to do that or I'm going to do a blanket. I'm not sure yet, but I definitely want to do something with all of the rainbows together. Like, how cool would it be to make like a blanket that's 4 colors, like 4 sections that I seam together, and they're each a different rainbow spectrum. Like, that sounds really cool. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know yet. But also, I'm sorry for the lighting getting weird in the background, but it is what it is. So we will have those as dyed to order, and we also are going to actually update our turnaround time. Our turnaround time right now for dyed to order is 2 to 4 weeks, but it could go up to 6 weeks. So I'm going to actually put that on the website as like a little bit more detailed, that it depends on how much people are ordering at a time. Like, if we get like a decent amount of orders a week, we can get that all done in probably 2 weeks, no problem. But if we get slammed near the end of like a run of dyed to order, because I'll tell you, with the next yarns I will be showing you, the ones that were sitting next to me before, these guys, these will only be available in the shop for a limited time. So these guys are the most exciting thing to tell you about right now. This is our Pride and Prejudice Jane Austen update. So I am wearing this lovely Jane Austen scarf, and we did 9 colors for the Advent from Pride and Prejudice. And this month in January, starting Friday, we will have all of these. Woo! Let me drop one. We will have all of these beautiful Jane Austen colors as dyed to order in the shop. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. Have them as dyed to order in the shop for 4-ish weeks. So that means that you can order them on any yarn base in any quantity, and we will dye it up for you and send it to you. Oh goodness, it's getting goofy. I only have so much time before my brain runs out because of the blood sugar. So luckily this is the last thing we were talking about. But I want to show you guys these colors real quick. So we have Pemberley. Is this not absolutely beautiful? And most of these are like gorgeous pastels. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to take off this scarf real quick so I can show you guys the colors knit up. So this is it in buttersock though, keep in mind. So it's a little bit more muted. So this is Pemberley here. Then we have the Collinses. So this is inspired after mostly Lizzie's friends. Oh goodness. Charlotte Lucas, who becomes Mrs. Collins. I'm blanking. It is, I'm in love with this color. It is this watercolor speckled periwinkle and blue with these more like, kind of like a charcoal gray. I wouldn't say that they're like black speckles and purple speckles, and they just look like, it looks like forget-me-nots. Like, it's absolutely stunning. And let's see. This is it knit up. This one right here. And it's not a very good sample of it because this section did not have a lot of, because how we wind our minis is we dye them in a full skein first and then we wind them. And when you speckle yarn, the speckle ends up in different spots. So this mini did not have a lot of that forget-me-not speckling on it, it seems like. But it's still like in the full skein, it's absolutely beautiful. We have, I'm trying not to drop anything. We have Mr. Darcy, which is this lovely manly taupe. All of these beautiful dramatic speckles and this rich green. It's just a very manly color, but I love it. And this one is right here, I believe. Yep, I think so. Right by Pemberley. And you see how you have the taupe and the cream here? Because it kind of pooled a little bit. Then we have Mr. George Wickham, because he's such a character in the, we had to include him. He is very complimentary to Mr. Darcy. So even though Mr. Darcy would hate it, you could totally do a project with these guys together. And like, fade them with Pemberley. I'm like laughing evilly because look, almost like they're beautiful together. And George Wickham, I have knit up here. And again, you can see how pale that is. So it's kind of just shows you the layout of the color, because butter sock is just going to mute things out a little bit more than the options that don't have silk in them. Cashmere mutes things out a little bit too. But then we have the Miss Bennet's, which is one of my very favorite colors from this collection. Like, look at how beautiful this is. Oh, everything about this just reminds me of watercolors. Like, it's just so beautiful. It's got this peach, and if you notice, all of these colors pretty much complement this rainbow spectrum. So if you are looking for a tonal to pair with one of these, pretty much anything in this Winter Happiness collection like goes perfectly. But then we have Miss Elizabeth Bennet, and she has these really cute, adorable pink speckles on her. She has the seafoam green with a little bit of a more of a bluish, moody color. This beautiful buttery yellow. Oh my goodness. When QueenBee told me that this was Elizabeth Bennet, I like screamed. I'm obsessed with this one. These two are probably my favorites. I just think they're perfect. Another, but seriously beautiful, we have Miss Jane Bennett, and Jane has this beautiful pink. She doesn't have a ton of speckling, just like a few little speckles that give a little bit of depth. And this, it's kind of looking more yellowy here, but this is a peachy peach color, like very soft pinky peach. And then we have Mr. Bingley. Mr. Bingley is again a very manly color. So if you notice, all the manly man colors have a good, like, strong coloring to them. They're not as like pastel and feminine as the females. But look at this blue speckling. And it's almost got like a beige base to it, like color base, and then they did more of like a golden straw yellow on it for him. And because he has that creamy base to him, he does complement Jane pretty nicely. And this is almost looking green in this. Hopefully when I put this video up it won't look green, but yeah, this is definitely a yellow, a buttery yellow. It's like this buttery yellow. Maybe that'll make it. No, look, now this looks green. Oh, this is why I shouldn't film so late at night. Look, it's getting dark out. Ah! Okay, we're almost done. And then last but not least, we have the Netherfield Ball. A Netherfield Ball is a very exciting, dramatic color. So much happens at the Netherfield Ball that we decided it's a color we just had to do. It has these lovely, like gown-inspired colors. The golds, the like clementine orange, peachy, pink, and then the red for the coats of the militia. This very manly blue and manly gray. And it's all kind of like splashy watercolored applied to this skein. So it's not fully variegated and it's not fully speckled. It's just this splashy watercolor effect that knits up super cool. But we dyed it like this. Well, QueenBee dyes it like this because the thought behind it is that it's a dance. So everybody is dancing and moving together. But yeah. So that is that. That update again will go up on Friday, and The ready to ship colors and items are all limited quantity, so you're going to want to put an alarm on to remember when that update goes live, or you want to join our Patreon, which our lowest tier is only $3 a month pledge, but our Patreon helps support our farm, and one of the benefits of being a patron is that you get early access a whole hour in advance to shop updates. So when something does go up as ready to ship, limited quantity, you get first dibs by a whole hour. So that is very exciting. And link to that is below. You should definitely get on our newsletter. We do newsletter specific giveaways, and all of the important information is always in our newsletters. And I do have a couple other things to say before I start wrapping this up. We will be taking all remaining Christmas and holiday inspired progress keepers, so BabyBee's Nifty Notions and yarns, out of the shop. Probably by next update, so not this update, but it will be in the next update. We will be taking them out. So that is going to go in the newsletter, like the deadline for when you can still get those by. Same with remaining Halloween / autumnal yarns and BabyBee's Nifty Notions. So keep that in mind. And I felt like there was one more thing I had to say. I will be back again. I think I'm going to film that little update next week about like the cool yarn gadgets and knitting gadgets and stuff that we got for Christmas and stuff like that. But if I don't before then I will see you guys again on social media, which I will be better at this year. I feel like I had to kind of detox from it in 2020. I don't know if it was just like the I keep looking in the camera thing because I'm worried I'm blurred. Hopefully I'm not. I should really wear my glasses when I do this. No. But what am I saying? In 2020 I felt like I was just kind of getting burnt out on social media. It was just so many posts, and after a while I just got tired. But like this year just started and I just feel so reinvigorated, so I will be on social media like Instagram and stuff way more. But yeah, sign up for the newsletter because we do newsletter only giveaways through that, and we also post the most information on updates and releases in our newsletter. So that is the best place to go for information. The link to sign up is in the description below. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys again next week or the week after, depending. We will be having a Valentine's Day update in 2 weeks' time. So I will be back again to show you guys those. And so, yes. Thank you again. Please, again, thumbs up the video, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys, and I will see you around. Happy New Year! Bye!